I'm extremely proud of the class that we're bringing in. What was the effort from this building, there's a bunch of different opportunities for guys to do work and support and a recruiting effort. And we had, whether it was guys that sat on the back wall and did recruiting as a senior analyst or as an analyst, we got great effort and great energy from those folks, and it made a difference. Our offensive guys that we took on offense are going to be really immediate helpers. The guys that we took on defense, especially at the corner and the linebackers, I think you'll find that we're much better there than we've been, and I think and blame this building. This building is right now a very functioning team, whether it's recruiting, whether it's weight strength, whether it's everybody in this building recruits well. And we're excited that this class is going to be a real capable class. So, any questions?
If you have a question, please raise your hand.
Les, every player that you guys have announced so far is from the high school level. Why is that, I guess, important for you?
The high school player gets 4 years. Okay, it's pretty simple. The junior college guy, it's 2, sometimes 3, but more than likely 2. And what we're looking for is that guy that's going to be able to make a commitment over time and improve, get involved with the system, stay with the system, and come out the other end a much better player.
If you have a question, please raise your hand and we'll bring you a mic.
Les, following up on Matt's question, does it take some patience to stay with high school guys? Do you ever feel an urge to go, let's go get that JUCO kid? Is it hard?
It depends on how severe the need is. If there's a guy that fits you specifically, and something, maybe a quarterback, maybe a wide receiver, some real specific skill that you have to have and you don't have on your team, we understand. But we're not building that way, and that doesn't appeal to us. What appeals to us is the opportunity for that guy to come on campus, improve, take steps, take time. 2 years, he's probably played at least a piece of one of those 2, and then now he's got 2 solid years left to play, and that is, to me, the recipe for success here.
How important is it to get a lot of these guys signed in December as opposed to waiting until February? Do you like this relatively new format and just being able to get a lot of it out of the way?
Yeah, the new format is, to me, an advantage. You go to work to sign December 18th, and now whatever you didn't get, you now are looking to attract and go get. And so, and there are good players in the second signing period. So what's happened is what used to be the first and only signing period is now the second signing period. So you'll have the opportunity to sign on the 18th of December, and then now February as well. And I think most players, if they can be reasonably happy with the school that they're after, in other words, they're going to have opportunity to play, they're going to have the curriculum that they need to study, I think that they would much rather make that decision now than wait another, 3 weeks.
As a coach, What's the ideal number? Like, what would you ideally like to have in December all the way?
I'd like to have exactly who I wanted in December, every December, first of all, and then. But if there's an offensive tackle that's not necessarily signed, and he's looking for a spot where they can get a great education and an opportunity at being coached by our coaches, et cetera, then we'll certainly entertain that second spot. But I'm not. I like the first spot to know where you're at, and then right now we could possibly want 2 players, and then maybe not. So there's some guys that we have signed, and you don't know that they've signed, and we can't let it out because it's their responsibility to make that determination, not ours. Okay, so if we had an extra 2, we'd be shopping for a very specific style of team.
Are there guys that you all signed today that you feel like you need to come in and contribute next year? Like guys that you need to be on that 2 deep and making an impact next season?
Yeah, you're saying, we need, and when we looked and recruited, we looked for those guys that could come in and make really immediate impact. And with that being said, your offensive line, you got 2 big tackles. You got a guy who could play guard or tackle. You got a center, and we're going to need those guys. We'd probably need some more if we came to a position where we were looking at some good tackle style guys. We'd like to do that as we come forward, as we go into the next signing period, or maybe some defensive linemen. We really would like to latch on to a couple guys that could run, had the ability to play multiple positions, et cetera.
Chris?
Coach, is there anybody on this list who was a particularly dramatic story in getting him to sign, or a particularly satisfying signing? Is there a personal angle that we could highlight in this?
Yeah, there's there are a number of stories, but I'll tell you the Karan Prutney story. Okay, we think he's a 55-meter champion in the state of Virginia. He's a 100-meter runner. He's got great speed, his toughness, and he's a wonderful man. Okay, we went through the school and we found out that there's not a guy in that school, not a female teacher, who just doesn't think the world of the guy as a student. Okay, so we kind of geared up. We're going to go in and spend some time. We went to his classrooms, everyone. We went to the teacher, the principal. We went to the guy who teaches, gym. We spent time in that school, and afterward we had the opportunity to visit his dad. His dad's a manager in a local Planters store. So there were a couple of peanuts that Coach Miles could have scarfed away there. I thought that was kind of novel. I'd never seen anything like that, and spent time with his mom at her place of business, and I kind of felt like that was one of the places and one of the times that I really enjoyed meeting people. So and I think he's a tremendous prospect. I think our corner prospects, we took 3. All 3 of them can play. Every one of them. We just wait till you see how aggressively they flip their hips and they'll hit you, and they're pretty special.
Coach, just a quick follow-up. Just at a quick glance, it looks like pretty impressive geographical distribution, kind of from one end of the country to another. Is that a reflection of what you want to do with your recruiting reach here?
Well, what happens is you step out and you want. I mean, we want to recruit the state of Kansas, period, and we recruited a guy in Missouri, and so I mean we want the Kansas footprint, but it's easy for us to go to Texas at times, and we have nice ties there, and it's certainly football's tremendously important there, and so we'll kind of go south as well, but we went both Oklahoma and Texas in that kind of region, and it's a nice drive from Kansas to Oklahoma. It's something that the mom and dad can watch that son, play and participate.
Hey, Coach, what do you think about the group of wide receivers you have coming in?
I think they're Lawrence Arnold is a 6'3", mobile, great ball skills, really good person. Malik Johnson has got tremendous speed, just down the field speed, and he'll play a slot, but they'll have a difficult time covering him. And when they do, it's just likely that he might run deep. So he's talented, and again, there's a foursome there, and they're all very talented. I mean, Tristan Golightly, oh my goodness, 6'4", ability to turn and snag balls, and just what you want. So we've much improved our positioning at the wide receiver position.
And then do you believe that you've found your quarterback of the future in the class?
Jalen is a 6 foot tall guy that can run and throw, and I think that he is I don't think there's any question that he has talent and ability, and can step back in the pocket, can rush the ball, can have quarterback rushes, and I think, is he a quarterback of the future? He's certainly a choice. So I think there could be another quarterback out there that's being pursued, but I'm not really sure at this point.
Can you just speak to I know Jeff Long talked about investing more this year in resources. Can you just talk about the tangible ways that showed up in this recruiting class, and just the added resources that you might not have had in the past?
The indoor facility, as an example, is every young man that we recruited at some part of time during recruitment spent a significant amount of time in the indoor facility, okay? They thought it was phenomenal. Music, the ability to play a light show, what will eventually be a placard of, large jumbotrons, if you will, inside jumbotrons. So you're looking at a place where a student athlete goes in there, and the play he messes up is up there in replay, and he turns and he watches his play and then goes back to the huddle. Oh my goodness, right? So the things that are in front of us certainly are those things. The things that are behind us have shown us that this indoor facility was used tremendously here.